My first 3 months in Germany, I lived in the streets. I needed to leave the US. I made it difficult. I got super lonely. I'm probably just getting a little bit bitter in my life. They're constantly in debt. Like, they were all cooler than me, and I liked that. Like, oh no, I need people about it. They're polar opposites. I would say the American stereotype is very true. The most challenging thing is the bureaucracy. There's so many good singers. They are constantly worried about money. It's an oasis in Chemnitz. Never, never, never. This country is messed up. Like, when you're in Germany, just answer your letters. I don't really plan.
Welcome to Chat Abroad.
Hi, thank you.
It's great to have you, and thank you for coming.
Nice to be here.
So, can you paint a picture for us? Who is Carlos? Yes, and what was your life before moving to Germany?
Okay. I work as a content creator in Chemnitz, here in Chemnitz, for 3 companies, kind of. And I like climbing and bouldering and making music and making videos. And what I was doing before Germany, that was a long time ago. I just dropped out of university for the first time and decided I needed to leave the US, and so I traveled a lot. Met a lot of Germans because Germans also travel a lot, and then that I ended up visiting them throughout Germany, just as traveling more. And then
so what started as a simple traveling,
it
became really you settled in Germany.
I settled in Germany. Like I had my 3-month tourist visa to be here, and then 6 months later, I decided I wanted to stay here, and the government was nice enough to let me do that, even though I stayed too long.
That's great.
Yeah.
So over a decade in Germany.
15 years now, so a decade and a half. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Allmann. I'm German bred now.
So how is it like to live in Chemnitz after vibrant US culture where you were born in Miami, sun, beach, and everything, and here industrial city.
A city that's completely dead, basically. That's way too big for the amount of people that it has. That has very little to offer for young people who like to do stuff. I love this city. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it is that I like living in Chemnitz. There's just a couple of circles that I have that make my life here so enjoyable that I don't really feel the negative things that Chemnitz has. One is the Boulder Lounge, obviously. It's an oasis. It's an oasis in Chemnitz. And then a group of friends that I met here who I see regularly, and those 2 things make this a nice place for me to live.
So actually, it's great that you mentioned the community. And so was it easy for you to build a community, or just to get into the culture and get to know people?
Chemnitz specifically, or Germany in general?
Chemnitz, but now you are in Chemnitz.
Yeah. At the beginning, it was not easy, but also I made it difficult because my plan was only to live in Chemnitz for maybe 2 or 3 years and then move somewhere else. And so I before moving here, I had decided I'm going to move to Chemnitz. I'm not going to meet anybody, and I'm just going to focus on making music and making it as a musician. Spoiler alert, I'm not a musician.
You are. He is.
Well, I don't work as a musician. And so I purposely thought I'm not going to make any friends. Like, I don't want to. I want to commit to like this life that I want to achieve. And that was a terrible idea. I got super lonely and super sad. And then eventually I did decide, okay, I need to make some friends while I'm here. And that did happen very quickly. And it was because of the Boulder Lounge. It was just because the community there is just so open. And it was like immediately, like I went there a few times, and all of a sudden I knew people's name, they knew my name, that was actually once I decided I want to be part of the city, it was pretty easy to do.
So let's rewind to music part.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you say you are not a musician?
Well, I guess because I am good at music, I would say. Like, it's one of the things that I'm good at. But for probably 6 or 7 years, I tried really hard to make music my job, and that just didn't work out. Or I lost patience, maybe. And that's kind of fresh. Like, it's maybe about 8 months ago that I decided, okay, I'm going to stop pursuing music as a career. And so I guess that's why I would say I'm not that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be tough. The music industry can be really tough.
Absolutely.
As I was a child, I was also like inspired by the celebrities and everything.
Yeah.
And like I thought like I really want to be a singer. But as you grow up and you see that it's not something easy, that you just get instantly famous.
Right.
It's a hard work and stuff. And that brings me to the point that I really want to talk about American Dream.
Okay, yeah.
That the concept of American Dream. And I used to idealize it as a teenager. I used to think that, I will go to United States and everything is so good, the freedom, opportunity, the success, because the media paint this picture for you that here in the United States, you just come, you just flourish, and
everything will work for you. Yeah.
I want to ask you, like, have you had the version of it, maybe in imagination?
Oh, in my imagination, yes, definitely. I'm probably just getting a little bit bitter in my life, but I kind of feel like that concept is a little bit poisonous, because every kid around me, including me, since birth was told, in the US, you can achieve whatever you want, whatever it is. As long as you work hard enough, you will achieve it. And it's just, there should be an asterisk there and be like, well, if you want to be a singer, or if you want to be an artist, or if you want to be, there's so many things where it doesn't depend solely on hard work and talent and dedication and determination. A lot of things depend also on just luck and knowing the right people and being born in the right situation, you know? And being a musician or a singer is one of those things. There's so many good singers. There's an endless number of good singers. And it's a fraction of those good singers who become successful. And that doesn't even mean famous. That just means they can make a living from it. And there's even more not good singers who then get successful because they were born in the right situation or had the right luck or
had the right people. So how was the first weeks of settling in Chemnitz for you? Did you have any surprising moments or cultural shocks?
Yes, absolutely. Well, because before I thought I already understood Germany, the country of Germany. Because I lived in Frankfurt for 7 years before moving here. And so, I already spoke German well. I had a lot of German friends. I kind of understood how they thought. And, and then I moved to Chemnitz in winter. And I think it was November or something like that. And, the first days I'm like, okay, I'm going to discover this city, see what it's about. And I go into the city center probably 6 p.m. or something like that. And I was the only person there. And I just thought, where am I? All my friends were right. Why did I come here? And there was just nobody here. And so that was pretty shocking, just how empty this city is. There's just there's not a lot of life happening.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, why?
What am I gonna do here?
Yes, what am I gonna do here?
Yeah.
Were you able to discover some unseen aspects of Chemnitz?
Well, like I said, I think probably no matter where you live, you have to find your bubbles. And I think Chemnitz is just more challenging to find your bubble if it exists. And so for me, the climbing culture here, which I wasn't a climber, I didn't climb before Chemnitz. I started doing that here. That became this unseen society of people or culture of people that were just so cool. They were all cooler than me, and I liked that, and they were all, nerdy athletes, and somehow that connected to me.
Discipline and...
discipline and you're standing in front of the wall doing these weird movements, but they all have six packs, and so that's kind of cool.
And what about yourself? Have you discovered some unseen parts of yourself
Of me?
as you moved abroad and as you tried to integrate into a whole new society of...
Yeah, for sure. I guess one thing was I always thought that I was a pretty independent person, in the sense of like I don't actually need people. Like, you know, I when I first started traveling a lot, the kind of my main goal, my original thought was I would love to just escape and live in the nature by myself, be completely self-reliant. And I tried to do that in Chemnitz a little bit, like, you know, really seclude myself from the world, and I quickly discovered, no, I'm not this self-reliant, like, lone wolf. I got into a pretty deep depression because of that, and like just in general, and that dominoed into a bunch of struggles until I finally realized, like, oh no, I need people, like I need friends, like a normal human. I guess I discovered I'm a normal human. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty good to describe.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned also that you entered the music scene. Did you evolve in your sound, would I say?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess when I started trying to pursue music, that was in Frankfurt, and that was super challenging because the city is saturated with musicians. And also it's kind of a techno city, and that's not really my thing, or like a hip hop city, and that's not super my thing. And so it was really hard to get started there. But in Chemnitz, it was super easy to get gigs. Like I just sent an email to, you know, just like the city basically, was like, hey, I live here now. If you ever need a musician, and they're like, oh, great.
Maybe the reason maybe you became so passionate about bouldering might be that in music and in bouldering, you have to perform live. Is there a connection?
I think what I like about both of them, I think bouldering is a surprisingly creative sport. Depending on your body type and your flexibility and your strength and your balance and whatever, you have to find your own solution on how to get up. And music is the same way.
Also mention a lot, we mention a lot in our podcast, the stereotypes. And I really want to talk about it with you and know your perspective.
Yeah.
And maybe I will just kick off with the one stereotype that Americans are open. They are kings of small talk. Direct. But in Germany, they're being more reserved and like they're more precise.
Yeah, they're polar opposites.
So what's your experience in this regard?
I would say the American stereotype is very true. And I've been away from the US for so long that now when I go back to the US, Americans are too much for me. So Germans are definitely a lot less, they just leave you alone and they want to be left alone, which can be tough, I think. There is an exception to the rule. Germans are very reclusive unless they've been drinking. Then they want to talk to everybody.
Yeah, then you can connect easier.
And then exactly.
And about language, have you ever had this lost in translation moments? Like,
oh, I'm sure. It still happens all of the time. I say weird stuff all the time. I mean, in English also. I do remember one specific example, and it was when I first started working at the Boulder Lounge, or when at the counter. When you borrow shoes from us, there's like a basket that you put them back in, or that's how it used to be. I remember a customer at the beginning, he came up to me and he asked like, oh, where do I put my shoes? And I said, die Schuhe die Ecke gibt's so ein Eimer, so die Ecke. Which for me, it's still fine, even when I say it now. But my colleague cracked up. She found it hilarious because for a German, I guess an Eimer seems more like a trash can. Yeah, exactly. And so I basically told this guy, like, yeah, just throw it in the trash, you know? And then she told me, please try using the word Korb instead of Eimer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So looking back, what has been the most challenging thing and what has been the most rewarding thing of living in Germany?
Yeah, we're going to get really boring now because the most challenging thing is the bureaucracy in Germany. They're constantly sending you letters that I ask my German friends, like, can you tell me what this, explain this to me and they themselves don't even really understand it. I'm constantly giving the government extra money because of some mistake that I made. It's infuriating.
Yeah. So have you ever felt like you can divide your life before Germany and now in Germany?
I guess I do see a big difference between like my friends who stayed in America that are my age. They are constantly worried about money. They're constantly in debt. I know I just said that I'm giving the German government money all the time, but I'm still not in debt. But they have like super expensive car payments. They have super expensive hospital visits and doctor visits and dentist visits. It feels like they're always hustling to make more money because you can't live there without a certain income. The minimum that you need to have a decent life there is just much higher than here. Like here, my brain is not so focused on income. It's just kind of like, oh, I'll go to the lake today, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever questioned of going to go back to US?
Never. Like, I come from a pretty international background, so it's not that I only knew the US, but I reached the point pretty early on, I would say with like age 16 or something, where I started just feeling like this country is messed up. Like, there's nothing that I miss. I miss my family, and that's it. And I'm constantly trying to get them to move to Europe, and they might move to Spain sometime soon.
So if you had a chance to go back and talk to your younger self, what would you say?
I would tell young Carlos, just do what you're doing. Like, you're going to end up in a fine place. Just change one thing. When you're in Germany, just answer your letters faster.
On time.
Just answer your letters on time. That's all the government really cares about. Maybe I would tell him to try to pursue music earlier. I think if I had started earlier, maybe it could have worked out better.
So what would be the advice for the people, for our audience, who are hesitating maybe to jump continents like you? Or like pursuing new
just
career?
do it. I mean, I'm sure there's different ways that you can think of it. I'm very happy with how I've followed my life so far, and that's been with no real thought. Just kind of following impulses. Like my first 3 months in Germany, I lived in the streets, you know, and I was doing, I had enough money for the plane ticket, and that was it. But I had my guitar with me, and so I just did street music. Through street music, I would meet locals, and they would invite me to parties, and at the end of the party, they would be like, oh, where's your hostel? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna sleep in the park. And then they would be like, oh, you can't do that, come and sleep at our place. And so I lived in the WG for, 4 days. It's okay to be impulsive, because people just, you figure your situation out. You don't have to know everything ahead of time, how it's going to work, how you're going to do this. Just do it and you'll figure it out once you're there.
No, like, don't overthink that.
Don't overthink it, yeah.
Yes. And what's next for you?
I guess after 35 years of just following impulses, I'm kind of ready for a little bit of stability. I'm trying to convince my girlfriend that it's time to have kids. But I don't really plan. So I'm sure that probably I'll do this stability thing for a little while, and then at some point there will be another new shiny idea, and I'll follow that.
Thank you for sharing this awesome journey of yours. And
thanks for asking.
So to conclude this wonderful conversation, if you had to choose one song right now of your...
one of my songs?
Yes. What would it be?
The song I'm most proud of, I would say, is Keyhole. It's a song about, you're in let's say you're in this room, and this is where your life has been. For some reason, at some point in your life, you looked through the keyhole of a door that you haven't been through. And on the other side of this keyhole is something that totally shakes up what you believed in. And so the song is about the struggle between this belief, this truth in your life is all of a sudden not true anymore, and it's about the challenge of letting go of that truth.
And lost the grip beneath my feet, and in my breath's retrieval, part of things I can't unsee. There is a shame to be told. but now the ocean builds relief. I looked into that keyhole, and something looked right back at me. And although you'd hide, my eyes will be the light in stars I won't believe. Resume starlight through me. And through that doorway there's a light that shows me, and a signal sending, telling what is ending. And how can you believe in leaving me? How can you believe in leaving me? How can you believe in leaving me? Believe in you, believe in me. Said, how can you believe in leaving me? How can you believe in leaving me? How can you believe in leaving me? Believe in you, believe in me, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
I got chills. I got literal chills. That's great.
Thank you.
I really wish you success in whatever you are doing. I see how talented you are and how optimistic your vision is for life. So I really hope that one day I will just come to your concert and sing you performing live for thousands of people. Like, and of course, enjoy the process, the path itself.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I will.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
So
Thank
No,
you.
thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Now I'm shy and embarrassed.
No!
I know, it's normal. It's normal.
Song number 16 by Jack Johnson. Lucas Bracco asks, chords? Here's one.